video is to explain how the left ruin your life, because they're not interested in whether you're guilty or not, just accusing. Now, the first woman to ruin my life was called Vij Kooyela. Now, not only did she admit this to her now ex-best friend, Priya Singh, the next day, she also admitted it to me in several emails, saying, "I am sorry for using the police in the way I did. You should not procrastinate." Wait a minute, procrastinating is not a reason to call the police. She also apologising for hitting, punching and kicking me, not the other way round. She also tried to commit suicide on me twice, once with me in the car, but apart from that she was fine. Now, there's a saying that the abused person is the last person to know. In this case, the abuse was me. But of course, men can't get abused, can they? Yes, they can. To cut a long story short, on the first Thursday of June in 2010, she called the police on me. Again. The police officer wrote in his diary, nil violence, but that didn't stop the police trying to pursue a case. Now, the case didn't even come to court until September. I had basically teetered close to the line on a couple of occasions because I wanted to know from her, why have you done this? I'm not going to admit to bail breach, but I was absolutely gobsmacked. But it came to the trial. Now, the way I was acting up and getting all bolshy in court, I sacked one lawyer. And it got to the stage where the judge listened to this drivel. He was like listening to her say that, and then she was cross-examined by my own lawyer. And the lawyer said, "Why did you call the police out?" And then he mentioned to her that her former best friend was waiting to give evidence. And he said, "Look, I've got Priya Singh here. Are you going to tell the truth?" And so she did. And she told in front of the judge that she'd called the police on me because I'd been procrastinating over my immigration paperwork. You wouldn't even believe it. And it was like the judge just turned round to the prosecution and said, "I've had enough of this. I'm going to lunch early," meaning insult to the prosecution. He said, "I want the two sides to meet," which was mean he was saying he wanted the prosecution withdrawn. Now, there was also a trial a week later on a separate related matter. One was, had I let her car tyre down, and two, had I harassed her in a public place by causing a disturbance. Now, the second, but it gets back to the first judge. The first judge said, "Am I missing something here? I haven't even heard of the threat of violence, let alone any violence. You are wasting my time." You'd think that was conclusive, but it wasn't. The second judge was a female. She had curly hair, Maori woman or mixed race, don't know. She was rolling her eyes through this nonsense. She then said to the prosecution, they said, if this was such a commotion at an airport, do you not have any other witnesses? This is actually similar to the train incident where there's apparently only two witnesses to me using racist language at a train station, which I would never do. So she kicked that case out too. This was September. And I was thinking, okay, start spring, I'm going back to school. This isn't the way the left operate. The way the left operate is they treat accused as the new guilty. And what they did was they illegally removed my right to teach. I had to go to court, High Court, and win. I have got no record in New Zealand, other than failing to stop for red and blue lights, which I'm quite proud of. So this woman is called Vij Kooyela. I'll put it in the link. The first woman who ruined my life. The other protagonist is someone called Julia Davidson. She would not accept that I lived. What happened there was that she was originally saying, look, this guy's an idiot, complete idiot, annoying and an idiot. I can't really sort of refute that one too much. But then the police officer basically poisoned her head. I have a completely clean, unblemished record from New Zealand, which is why my next step is to publish my subject access post 2011, because I had a minor assault conviction from the 1990s. After my marriage had broken up, I got into a disturbance. Even then, I don't think that. I was apprehending someone vandalising my house. I have no record, or none to really speak of, other than the fact I'm a bit dodgy with cars. So this woman wrecked my life. Her ex-best friend is called Priya Singh, and I would like anyone in New Zealand who is willing to do so to confront this woman on camera and ask her again, why did you call the police on your ex-boyfriend? You call the police on your boyfriend if he's doing anything wrong. Her written explanation in emails is that I was procrastinating on my paperwork. That's not a reason to call the police. It led to me having to leave New Zealand. It led to news articles appearing, which then were later withdrawn when they realised the apology letter I got from the New Zealand Teachers' Council. The New Zealand Teachers' Council have given me a letter of professional standing. I have not done anything which basically would warrant what happened to me in New Zealand. This woman ruined my life. This woman is probably the cause of the current situation, because I should never have got together with someone in 2012. This is why I am not naming the second abusive woman, because I believe that she has made some very, very bad choices, as I did. I am partly responsible for that. Vij Kooyela is an abuser. To be fair to her, her ex-husband had a conviction for attempted murder. Now, the shrink who saw me unofficially, because he was a friend and so could never be my doctor, he said that the situation with this woman, Vij, was so severe that maybe no one could ever get, to the bottom of it. He said, even if you think it's PTSD, then you'll never do that. But the worst thing of the whole lot was when I went back into Wellington and I got the looks a man never ever wants to see. And what happened here was that the left now get you to think that just because you're accused, you must be guilty. And this is why I'm so angry with the comments from the Tusi video. Accused is the new guilty. They go, if you've been arrested by the police, you must have committed a crime. Do you realise how Orwellian that sounds? The police are just there to investigate. I would fall over backwards if I'm charged for the Marlow non-incident. I don't know whether I can put my own film of the incident. I would need to take a lawyer's advice on that. But let's just say I asked these two people, will you condemn Hamas? This was after chanting Am Israel High, Long Live Israel in the train. Now again, two people reporting for that. We have a CPS in this country. Corrupt police scum. Scum is something that forms on the bottom of the bath if you've been using soap. It's not the worst word to use for them. They're also now desperately trying to get a criminal record for me. Desperately, because I don't have one. Don't have a criminal record. So this woman, if there is anyone in New Zealand, would you go approach her? Anyone who knows me, anyone who knew me, maybe just anyone. She apparently now talks on domestic violence. Well, of course, she has been a victim of domestic violence, because I have been told reliably by her daughter that her husband did try to strangle her. That's completely wrong. It must have been very traumatic for her. But that doesn't give you the excuse to go and ruin someone's life. I probably would have left New Zealand. But I would have left New Zealand for one of the top international schools, and I would have been fine by now, and then I would have gone back somewhere. This woman has ruined my life. There's still some internet presence, if you look hard enough. I need to appeal to the corrupt New Zealand system and get my name suppression. Name suppression is something you can get in New Zealand. They refused it. It's in the public interest. What's in the public interest? What have I done? Procrastinated on my paperwork, which led to her calling the police out? Nothing happened. The disturbing thing about the whole thing is that nothing happens in New Zealand and Britain unless a judge says it happened. You know, a judge as directed by the jury. We now have a situation of accused is the new guilty. We also, as someone who is well known says, is that we have these magistrates. Now magistrates are actually volunteers and we have district judges. I am sick of the system in Britain trying to pin a record on me. I'm sick of it. Anyway, I've waffled on. Vij Kooyela needs to be confronted in New Zealand for what she's done. It's now 15 years after the event, but 15 years later, this is one of the reasons I'm in such trouble. Goodbye.